Welcome to part 3 of our video, and as you can see, this video is going to be about alignment and our toe in and toe out, and also speed run setups. So for this video I'm going to explain quickly that in speed runs you have to have a certain degree of toe in where the wheel alignment is slightly going either out or slightly coming in. So toe in or toe out. Then on top of that you've got your camber adjustment for the front and back. So here is my camber gauge, and this one's from Lozzie. You can find this online on eBay, Amazon, and what we're trying to achieve today is I'm going to set up the front with a 1 degree camber, so the wheel is slightly going inwards, and I'm going to set up the back with the same, and I'll do a couple of tests. I may change that around and set that up. So all you basically do is making sure you're on a flat surface. You put your camber gauge there, and then you can basically move this to see what degree your camber is. So I'm moving that in so it's flush with the wheel, and we can see that that is at 1 degree. So quickly checking the other side. So again, checking that. And then, now this one I was over exaggerated, and it is at 4 degrees. So it's pointing too far that way. So what we need to do is simply adjust the camber there and screw that in to change the level of the wheel. So all you basically do is turn the camber adjustment, and then just check to see what the degree is again, and just go both sides so that you know it's level, and then there we have it. It's at 1. Let me just turn on this light. So there you have it at 1 degree. So you can see it's just at 1 degree. So basically all you do is you adjust your camber so that the wheel is either straight or it's going slightly in, or if you wish you can have your wheel going out, depending, but for speed runs you want to have as much contact on the ground on your wheel as possible. So that's the camber. Now obviously you set up the back as well, so that the back is also done. With the back you need to have one of your little tools so that you can adjust the back camber from here, and adjust, if I bring this up here, so then you can adjust the camber by loosening or tightening these rods. So we'll do that and make sure our back is running at about 1 degree, and then finally you want to make sure that your toe in is correct. Now you can do this in a couple of ways. You can buy a camber gauge that basically sets that. All I simply do is get a ruler and I measure from the center of this tire to the center of this tire, and when that distance gets smaller, you know that you're going in. When that distance gets larger outwards, you know that you're going more toe out. So I basically just change my toe in and out with the rod end there and this side, and make sure it's level, and then that's it. Now, good thing about this tool also is that you can also do a setup of your ride height. So this is where it's great if you've upgraded the grub screws that basically adjust your ride height, which are in there. I've put M4 screws in there, so I can now easily get in to adjust my ride height. So by turning these grub screws, you can lower or raise the car depending whether you're bashing or doing speed runs and you want it low to the ground. Now this car, it's set up so that it's, I think, 1 centimetre off the ground from the front, and it's riding about 1.5 centimetres at the back. Right, so all you simply do is adjust your grub screws accordingly to whatever height you want. I may adjust it a bit lower, or I may just keep it the same. Now, this is quite important. When lifting up the centre of the car, both wheels should leave the ground at the same time. Now, as you can see, this wheel is leaving the ground quicker, so this needs to come down. So all you basically have to do then is adjust the one side of your grub screw so that both tyres are leaving the ground as you lift the middle of the vehicle up. So as you can see, that's better. So now you know both of your grub screws are adjusted correctly, and that's the way you check it, to make sure both wheels are leaving the ground at the same time. This one's still a little bit high. That's better. So as you can see now, both wheels are leaving the ground. So that's probably the final setup of this speed run setup that I'm doing. Just a quick 3-part little series. So we've just covered adjusting the cambers, adjusting the ride height, and so on. The last thing I'll do is I'll put some sort of limiting strap or some sort of fuel line tubing within the suspension, so that if you hit a bump, it doesn't suddenly bring the front end up of the car, which will obviously then result in the car flipping. So always remember to have the back slightly higher than the front, and for speed runs obviously you either get very firm shocks. I've got the stock shocks on. I will possibly upgrade these these shocks up into something a lot firmer, but for now I'll keep that stock and see what I can do before I do any more updates. Another thing quickly, always make sure that you have all of your batteries, all of your the weight that's going to be in the car before you do these adjustments, so that it is the same as when you do your speed run. So there you go, quick video on that. Any comments or questions, let me know. WigganRC signing off, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Okay, thanks.